Hello and welcome to video 3 in this series, Makeup 101, where I show you how to master your makeup like a pro. I am taking you by the hands and I'm showing you step by step how to do your makeup. If you have not watched my 2 previous videos on skin prep and how to do your brows, go over now and watch those. Also be sure to subscribe and to hit that notification bell so you know when I upload the next video in this series. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about foundation, how to choose the proper undertone, and how to apply your foundation like a pro. Now let's talk about how to discover your undertone, because I think this is where a lot of people get it wrong. They go to the store and they find a shade that looks like it will match them. They get it home, they put it on, and it looks weird, okay? You look too orange or you look too ashy. What went wrong? When the color looked like it would work for me. All right, so you have shade and then you have undertone. There's the shade that I am. As you can see, I am a shade of brown, okay? But what is my undertone? Let me tell you, my undertone is warm, all right? So just because the foundation looks like it'll match the brown that I am, does not mean that it will match the undertone, okay? So here are a few tests you can do to find out what your undertone is. One of those tests is go find your veins. Look at the back of your arm, right here in the wrist area, or even right here in the palm of your hand. For me, I can see my veins really clear here. And if your veins are reading blue or purple, then you are likely a cool tone. If they're reading green, then you are likely a warm tone, like me. My veins are very green. You're not going to be able to see it on this camera, but they're very green. And if you are a mixture of both, then you are likely a neutral. Also, the jewelry that you wear. Now, I am wearing gold jewelry. All right, if gold jewelry makes your skin pop and it gives you that glow, then you are considered a warm tone. But if silver or platinum tones make your skin come alive and look nice and glowy and things, then you may be a cool tone. And then again, if you're neutral, you can kind of go back and forth. So those are a few indications on how to discover your undertones. Now, I would highly suggest going to a professional. Sometimes you can go into makeup stores like Ulta and Sephora if there's one near you, and they can help skin match you, help you identify your undertone, or you can consult with a professional makeup artist in your area, and they should be able to help you truly discover your undertone. Now that we have discovered our undertone, let's talk about the type of finish you want for your foundation. Now, I'm going to be talking a little bit more to women that are in their 40s and above, because once you get into that 40 and above category, your skin typically tends to change a little bit. Now, again, everyone is different, so how dramatic your skin changes is totally up to you and your genetics, okay? But I found that my skin developed a little bit more texture than I had when I was younger. And so I need to be careful what kind of foundations that I wear, because I want to make sure that that foundation is flattering my skin, making me look youthful and glowy, and not, gripping and grabbing onto my texture or any fine lines or wrinkles I may have. I also want to wear a finish that complements my skin type. Now, I have oily skin, so I tend to gravitate to a mattifying foundation. Now, I don't like anything that's too drying, okay? I'm not trying to just look like a chalkboard, but mattifying is what I usually gravitate to. That's why for this demonstration today, I will be using the NYX Make 'em Wonder foundation. And this is the color for me. This is number 36, Warm Rich. Also know that if the foundation is a warm, a cool, or a neutral, most times it's going to be on the bottle. Usually it's going to be in the title of the makeup, the name, like this one, 36 Warm Rich. That tells me that it's a warm undertone. or it's going to be noted with lettering such as N for neutral, W for warm, and C for cool. All right, so once you discover your undertone, look out for those indicators to make sure that you're within your undertone range. This is a soft matte foundation. Now, if you are more of a drier skin person, you may want to stay away from mattifying foundations. But if you just really like the way it looks, then I would definitely highly recommend you go look at my skin prep video, okay? Because if you're a dry skin girly and you're using mattifying foundations, you're gonna need that skin prep, okay? So go check it out. All right, so let's take our foundation. And one thing that I find a lot of people do is they use too much foundation. All right, do not be dripping and slathering makeup on your face like paint. All right, I don't know what we were trying to accomplish there, but you're just being wasteful and you're doing too much. Especially as we have more mature skin, we don't want anything sitting and resting and falling into those fine lines. We only need to use what is necessary. So I'm just going to drop a few little drops here. That's pretty much all I'm going to use for my entire face. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, which is optional, and the only reason why I'm doing this step is because I am a little tan. I've been working out, I've been walking every day, getting in my steps. So I've been in the sun and my skin has darkened, it has tan, which I love when I get a tan. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the Morphe Hot Shot Sun, what do you call these? Hot Shot Sun Drops bronzing liquid in the shade Rich Beach. Say that very slowly. And what this is, it's just going to add a little bit more deepness to the foundation and to give it a little more bronzy look to kind of match the tan that I have. So you probably didn't see that on camera, my bad. So I just put about 2 drops into my foundation. Okay, and my spatula, and I'm just going to mix it up here. All right, now it's not going to change the undertone of my foundation. It's just going to make my foundation look a little bit more like me, like my tan that I have. That's all it's going to do. All right, that's all mixed up like so. Now, I like to use a medium-sized foundation brush. Here is a large one, and here is a medium one. Now, as you can see, this one's already stained from my foundation. I use this one literally every single day. This is a fresh, brand new one. I haven't used this one yet, but this is a large one, and this is a medium one. Now, you can use whichever size you like. I will have these brushes in the Amazon store link in the description of this video or in the link in my bio, depending on where you're watching this video. Very quality brushes for very, very affordable prices. But I like to use a medium brush on me because it's easier for me to just maneuver that brush on my face and get into all the little crevices and things like that. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use setting spray. Now I have my setting spray in a bottle like this, and I'm almost out, but let me show you. I like to use the e.l.f. setting spray. This is the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. They also have one for all day, but I think they're the same. They're just different colors. But I use this one every single day. I really, really like it. I just take it and I just pour it into the bottle here. All right. You can do that or not. It's up to you. You don't have to do it like this. But I like to take my setting spray and spray my brush. All right. Now what that setting spray is going to do, it's going to help that foundation just lay on your skin and blend in so nicely. And it keeps your makeup from getting all cakey. All right. So I'm going to take just one little swipe like this for one side of the face. And once we get it on, what we're going to do is, instead of just wiping the makeup, that was a pretty big swipe, so you might get the whole face with this. I like to stipple my foundation, okay? Now, some areas I will swipe a little bit, but for the most part, we are going to push and press and stipple the foundation into the skin. Why? Because this gives you the most coverage. It keeps your foundation from looking streaky. And it helps you push that makeup into your skin where you need it, okay? And do you see why I like using a medium foundation brush? Because I'm able to get all over my face and all over the crevices. All right, we're going to spray again. Always spray. And we're going in. And we're just going to press it in. Make sure you blend out that chin area. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe off my brush. I have a towel on my lap. I always have a towel on my lap when doing makeup. I'm going to wipe the excess off of my brush. And I'm going to go back over and I'm going to continue blending. Okay? Continue blending. Whatever's left on the brush, and if my hair is up like today, I will take that and I would just sweep it across my ears like so, because you don't want your ears to be a whole different color than your face. Okay, and if you run your hair down, you don't have to do that. Now, whatever's left in my brush, I'm going to spray with my setting spray, and I'm going to put that on my forehead. Can you see this product still in that brush? And the reason why I do that and not go in and just apply, you know, a whole nother wad of foundation is because my forehead is very prominent, and it is for most people. Also, your forehead typically is the space on your face that has the most texture, okay? Because it's more forward in the sun. Therefore, the forehead, it's the one leading the way, right? So it tends to have the most texture, defined lines. So we don't want to cake on a lot of product, all right? We don't want to. Now, if you watched my brow video and you saw that I set my brows with powder, and I set it with a powder that was about a whole shade lighter than I am. And the reason why I did that is because, as you can see, if you watched my previous video on brows, you will see what I did, and you will see that my eyebrows look very, very defined, and it stands out. Do you remember back in the day where we used to take concealer and we used to outline our whole brow to kind of do that kind of like 3D brow, kind of standing out from your face? Well, we don't do that anymore. At least I don't do that anymore, okay? I like doing things that are a little bit more flattering and a lot softer. And so I use a powder that was a shade lighter to give me that same effect, but more professional, more soft looking, and not so caked on. Because again, my brows are on my forehead, and I want to keep everything nice and soft in this area. Okay? So there, foundation is on. If you felt like you put on too much foundation, don't worry. Take your brush, wipe it off on a towel, all right, and go back over your foundation and just blend it out, all right, and just keep wiping your brush until you get all that off. That's one way of doing that. And there we have our foundation on. Now, be sure you follow me for the next step, because the next step, we're going to get into our concealer, how to apply it, how to choose the right tones, how to correct if we need to, all the things about concealer. All right, so make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I upload that video, because that is next. But this is how you apply your foundation. And as you can see, my foundation is looking light skin. It's not too heavy. It's not cakey. I don't know if you can see how the light is catching my cheeks here, and it just looks very luminous. Again, I am using the NYX Make and Wonder foundation. This is in their soft matte. It is buildable, so you can use as much or as little as you want. As a matter of fact, I put too much on my palette. I thought I was putting a little bit, but I put too much because that's like a whole nother face right there. But this is how your foundation should look when you are done. Thank you again for joining me for this video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one.